Hi, my name is Yori. I'm co-founder at Local Sciences, and I would like to start with a question. Who remembers his or her first Google search? Actually, Google. I actually do. Back in '98, I was an Alta Vista user. I was running the first of eventually 3 startups in the natural language space when a coworker came to me and said, hey, there is a new search engine called Google. I was intrigued, and after a couple of tries, I actually spelled Google correctly, and I did my first search. And I remember it as vividly as if it was today. I typed IBM. And the result came back in, and my jaw dropped. You see, right there at the top of the list was IBM.com. And I didn't expect it. Back in the Alta Vista world, I would have expected to get a long list of totally unrelated results. Totally unrelated results. In other words, what Google did that was actually pretty interesting, they figured out that for me as a consumer, certain web pages are more valuable than others. And they did it using network analysis, traffic, and some other signals, and it's working great to these days, other than it totally failed in the local search space. Local search is stuck in the Alta Vista world. There is no network topology, there is no traffic. In fact, many of these businesses do not even have a website. In other words, scoring and ranking businesses is a very different task than scoring and ranking web pages. And that's exactly where Local Sciences comes in. We created a new kind of technology that takes local businesses and ranks them and score them, allows yellow pages, search engines, local media companies to present them based on their value to the consumer. And that all by itself disrupts the local search space. Local search, when you search for something somewhere, or search with local intent, is very valuable because it carries a very strong propensity for action in the real world. And there is plenty of it going around. In fact, over 40% of all searches are local, and according to Google, 50% of mobile searches carry some kind of local intent. And so if it's so important, how is it handled today? Quite unbelievably, but it's a manual task. Sites such as Google+, Yelp, or TripAdvisor source from the crowd ratings and reviews about businesses. They use then this data to enhance local search and local discovery, and it's awesome. It's working really well if you live in San Francisco or New York and you search for a spa or a restaurant. But outside these few key geographies and categories, all of these players together combined have very thin coverage, leaving over 70% of local search very poorly served. So in other words, in the local search space, we are all Alta Vista users again. And that's me back as an Alta Vista user, right? So, what have we done? At Local Sciences, we use big data techniques combined with analytical modeling to actually score and rank every single business in the United States without the human bottlenecks. And we rely on dozens of different signals, not reviews alone. Aidan, my co-founder, and myself, we had good runs in both local media and analytics, and we combined both to actually create, solve and resolve 3 key challenges. The first one is a semantic challenge. When people talk about business or when they write about it, what do they really mean? The second one, which is a toughie, is which business are they talking about? When they talk about Domino's, which Domino's are they talking about? And lastly, because over the long tail, there are a lot of missing and sparse signals, we had to implement a pretty clever imputation of missing values in order to get meaningful results from our statistical machines. And meaningful they are. In fact, even almighty Google took notice. They linked to us as a trusted review site from Google+ pages. They sent a lot of high-quality searchers our way, and these searchers interact with our business pages. They have very high engagement. In fact, we show phenomenal results